After a night together, Petra and James wake up in the morning. Petra quickly leaves for class, but James chooses to stay in bed a bit longer. This makes him sleep too long, and when he wakes up, he's already late. He runs as fast as he can through the city until he gets to his philosophy class. Is the teacher. Zimmet thinks about not letting him in at first, but then he decides to open the door. Today is the last school day, and Mr. Zimmet wants the students to tell them about their favorite thought exercise they've gone through. Chips talks about the infinite monkey theorem, which means that if you let a monkey use a typewriter forever, it will eventually type out the whole play Hamlet. Jack talks about the trolley problem, where you have a lever to decide if a train will hit one person or 4 people. Just for fun, they change the riddle to a situation where you can push a fat man onto the tracks to stop a trolley. Georgina enjoys the idea of the ignorant bliss paradox. In this situation, a person is purposely hanging from the top of the tallest building to see if their friends will help them. But the friends are scared that if they try to pull the person up, they might end up falling too, so they stay away. The person falls and survives, but now they think about whether it's better to know that their friends wouldn't help them or if it's easier not to know. Zimmet decides that the class will do one last activity to end the school year. They have to pretend there is going to be a nuclear disaster and imagine a bunker where they can stay safe for a year. Zimmet starts describing a scene so everyone can imagine it in their minds, seeing a place with nuclear explosions happening all around. As Zimmet gives them a pretend tour of the bunker, he highlights the issue. There are supplies for only 10 people. Since there are 20 students in the class, they need to choose who can enter the bunker and who has to stay outside. Also, there isn't much time to choose before the atomic radiation gets to them. Georgina doesn't want to join in because she believes it's similar to talking about eugenics. But when Zimmet talks about how terrible and painful it is to die from radiation, she agrees to take part. Petra doesn't want to join in and is about to get up to leave because she knows she always gets good grades and Zimmet can't drop them very much. But Zimmet says he will lower James' grades instead, which would make him fail the class. So Petra has to stay. Next, Zimmet gives out cards that show what job each student will pretend to have in the activity. He opens the box for James first. After James takes a card, Zimmet goes to the desk to cough before giving a card to Petra. Then, he coughs at the desk again before giving cards to everyone else. Now the students can see the jobs they received. These jobs are very different, including things like harp player, wine seller, astronaut, and chemist. Toby tells everyone he's a published poet, but before he can finish, Zimmet shoots him. Zimmet says he took the gun from the bunker. He thinks this is better than letting Toby die from radiation because a poet wouldn't have a place in the bunker, where only useful people can help rebuild humanity. Zimmet says he is part of the activity, but his job is a secret, so he should be considered an unknown element. After that, each student argues why they should be allowed into the bunker, and then they vote. The first 9 chosen are the ones they think will help them survive. Petra is the engineer who works with buildings. James is the farmer who grows crops. Georgina is the doctor who fixes bones. Chips is the carpenter who works with wood. Jack is the scientist who studies chemicals. Bonnie is the soldier who protects. Ian is the electrician who works with electricity. Poppy is the therapist who helps people with their feelings, and Omoseed is the politician who makes laws. 9 people are quickly voted out because they aren't helpful. They are Vivian the animal expert, Beatrice the clothing designer, Parker the ice cream maker, Covey the property seller, Russell the harp player, Plum the money manager, Nelson the cleaner, Mitzi the wine seller, and Yoshiko the space traveler. The last spot has to be picked between Zimmet and Utami, the singer. Petra believes a wild card is risky, but Jack says that having an opera singer is a luxury. He prefers to take a chance with Zimmet, who might have an important secret. Zimmet wins, and once the teams are set, they have 5 minutes to say goodbye. They rearrange the desks to act like they are having their final words. Suddenly, they hear gunshots and find out that Zimmet has killed everyone who didn't get a place, claiming it was the right thing to do. The group is surprised, and Petra quietly tells James that she doesn't want Zimmet in the bunker anymore. James comes up with a plan and asks everyone to collect some plants before going into the bunker, saying they will save them to replant later. While everyone is busy with the gathering, James talks to each person one by one and shares his plan. When it's time, The group goes into the bunker and turns off the outside keypad before shutting the door, leaving Zimmet outside. Then they explore the different rooms, which include a fake garden, a daybed, a gym, books, and other things meant to help keep them from feeling sad. At night, while everyone is sleeping on their beds, James meets Petra on the big bed and tells her that he can handle anything as long as she is with him. When James falls asleep, Petra goes to see Zimmet and discovers he is getting hurt by the radiation. Suddenly, Zimmet shows a piece of paper that says he has the exit code all by himself. Petra quickly calls the group, and they start fighting about what to do, not sure if they can trust Zimmet or not. In the end, they choose to pay no attention to him and start living in the bunker for the year. It's really dull, and they can hardly find ways to keep themselves occupied with everyday chores. Every day, Petra looks at Zimmet's body, which is slowly decaying, and sometimes a dog comes to eat it. After the year is over, the group gets ready to leave, but they find out Zimmet was correct. The lock needs a special code to open. The students try various ways to break the door, but nothing works. They try to last a few more days with what little food and supplies they have left, but soon they run out. So they choose to end their lives in a more peaceful way. In class, Zimmet says they didn't succeed in the experiment and shares that he is a bunker builder. He actually built the bunker they were using and is the only one who knows the code to it. The students want to try again and decide to pick a new place, choosing Mont Bromo. Zimmet runs to get a gun, and Petra sees it. It turns out that the cards have another feature that could affect the votes. James is gay, which is one of his characteristics, but he is still accepted because of his farming knowledge, even though he gets fewer votes. Georgina, the surgeon, came into contact with the Ebola virus, so she can't be involved this time. Plum, the person who runs a hedge fund, always carries a bag of gold so that people like her. Chips, the carpenter, can't have kids, but people still accept him because he is talented at his work. Petra is a structural engineer and also an electrical engineer, so she is in a good position. Andy, the electrician, shares that he has a very rare illness that could potentially be life-threatening, so he feels excluded. Poppy, the therapist, is unable to have kids, so she also feels left out. Vivian, who studies animals, says she supports PETA, and because of that, she is left out again. Jack, the chemist, is lucky because he will live a long and healthy life, so he has been accepted again. Covey, who is a real estate agent and also works as a midwife, gets to stay too since they no longer have their doctor, Georgina. Parker, who makes gelato, doesn't have any special traits, so someone else has them, and he feels left out. Utami, the opera singer, is special because she can speak 7 languages. However, in 3 years, she will have a throat tumor that will stop her from talking, which makes her feel isolated. Mitzi, the person who sells wine at auctions, is really smart with an IQ of 200, but she's been excluded once more. Beatrice, a fashion designer, made a well-known women's clothing brand using bamboo. However, she feels left out once more, just like Russell, an autistic harpist. Omicide, a senator, will become the first woman to be the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, so she is in a good position again. Bonnie, the soldier, has a happy memory and is rescued again. Nelson, the housekeeper, is really nice, but at first it doesn't help him. He stays because Petra says they need more boys, and Omicide argues they need strong workers from the middle class. When Toby the poet tries to talk about his special skill, Zimmet interrupts and says that spot is for him since the group doesn't know the code yet. Then Zimmet gives Georgina the keys to a truck, and the people outside quickly try to escape to save themselves. Sadly, the vehicle gets caught in the explosion. The chosen ones start running to reach the bunker quickly, and soon their normal, dull lives start again. Later in the evening, Petra wakes up and sees that James is not in his bed. She goes to look for him and finds him being playful with Jack, who is actually gay in real life. Petra is upset and quickly goes to tell the others what she saw. They decide it's time to talk about how they will come together to have babies. Since Chips cannot have children, he doesn't need to help. Jack and James also say no because they don't want to pretend to be with a woman just to have kids. Bonnie is with Kavai, and Omicide is with Nelson. To get back at her boyfriend, Petra decides to be with Zimmet, even though James tells her that she still loves him. While chaos unfolds outside, the 3 couples get close to each other at the same time. After 10 weeks without any pregnancies, Zimmit says they need to switch couples and that the girls should have more than one partner. Bonnie says no, explaining that they are thinking too much about using logic to solve problems, and that shouldn't take away her choice. Zimmit walks out but comes back with a gun, telling everyone except Bonnie to get out of the room. The group runs away, but Jack hides around a corner. When Zimmit isn't paying attention, Jack jumps on him and makes him drop the gun. Bonnie grabs the gun and aims it at Zimmit. Meanwhile, the boys keep fighting until Zimmit gets the upper hand on Jack. But Jack fights back by stabbing Zimmit in the ear with a pen. Feeling very sad, Zimmit goes to the front door and enters the code to open it, taking everyone with him. The class did not do well on the exercise again. James is now more suspicious and wonders why Zimmit assigned him and Petra their roles. He notes that Zimmit had a strange cough when he did it, but hasn't coughed since. James quickly runs to the desk, grabs the box, and hurries away from Zimmit to open it and find out the secret. The box has secret spaces, and James's and Petra's cards have been messed with, so they always get the same answers. Gay farmer and double engineer. James wants to understand why Zimmit dislikes him, so Zimmit talks about the story of Plato's cave. In this story, a man spends his entire life tied to a wall. He can only see shadows and hear sounds bouncing off the wall. He believes that this is what the real world is like. One day, a man is set free and realizes that shadows come from objects and echoes come from sounds, discovering that everything he thought was real was just an illusion. Zimmit says this story is similar to James's situation and suggests that it is meant to show James how his advantages have not prepared him for real life. But James does not agree. Zimmit could have given him a simple job like a florist so people would vote him out right away. But by making him a gay farmer, it seems like Zimmit wanted him to keep suffering on purpose. At that moment, Petra stops the argument and says they should do the exercise one more time, with James as a florist. Now they imagine being on an island where the world hasn't ended yet. Zimmit goes to the bunker to get a weapon like he usually does. He hears a noise but doesn't think much of it. When he goes back outside, Petra comes to him and gives him a hug, saying she understands it's been tough for him. Then, Petra asks everyone to trust her to decide who can go into the bunker because she has a plan. When everyone is on the same page, Petra picks what she wants and tells why she chose it. Mitzi is helped because a smart wine auctioneer knows to bring both red and white wine on a trip, making sure everyone enjoys themselves. Beatrice is helped because looking good makes her feel better about herself, which helps her do more and might even help save the world. Kobe's second skill is being a great poker player. He was lucky to have brought cards with him so he can entertain everyone by playing games. Jack is chosen because he has great genes, but he feels sad because he won't have a partner because of who he loves. Just then, Parker comes out and admits who he is, so he is also helped. There are just 2 spots remaining, and Petra picks James. At the end of the bunker, in the classroom, everyone is sitting together as a team. Zimmit has been complaining the whole time, and with every choice, he keeps lowering Petra's grade until she might fail. But when he sees the useless people at the end of the bunker, he gets really angry and grabs his gun. But he can't find it. It turns out Petra took it when she hugged him before. She gives it back to him and shows that it's empty. Petra gives Zimmit 2 bullets because she doesn't want him to go through a tough time like before. Just then, James points a rifle at Zimmit, proving he was the one making the noise in the bunker. Zimmit, who is very eager to stay alive, claims that only he knows the exit code. However, Bonnie was able to remember it perfectly from the last time they tried. Feeling down, Zimmit walks away. Next, Petra wants to let Bonnie have the last spot, but Bonnie says no, so Chips takes it instead. In this version of the story, James isn't gay anymore and asks Petra to join them, but she says no. She plans to use a boat to escape the area with radiation. However, Chips then shows that he has the keys to the boat. Quickly, Chips pushes Petra inside and takes her place just before the door shuts. As the others hurry to the boat to leave the island, Petra keeps talking about the situation. She explains that even though they went through terrible times, they still had fun in the bunker that year because they had cards, wine, plays by Shakespeare, and original poems. James says he loves Petra, but she is unsure if she wants to say it back. When machines break in the bunker, they use the parts to make a harp. Russell plays it while Tommy sings, making their evenings special. After a year, the group leaves the bunker and finds out that the bombs never dropped. Zimmit says they will die because none of them know how to survive on an island. Petra replies that their lives might be short, but they will be happy and healthy. They will also be ready to face death when it comes. A rocket suddenly lands on the beach, and James is about to blow it up. Just then, Zimmit appears and shoots to stop him. Zimmit had discovered a cave and stayed inside to avoid radiation. He has been living there for a year with whatever he could find. Zimmit can't allow them to do something crazy like ending humanity, and he threatens to shoot James with his last bullet. But one by one, the other survivors step in front of him to protect him. They take the opportunity to press the button, and the bomb explodes the whole island. In class, Zimmit feels embarrassed about the last activity, but Chips quickly steps in to share his own take on it. He says the boat got far enough away to stay safe from the explosion, and he ended up being the only man with 6 women just for himself. The group is curious about what happened to the 3 other guys. Chips explains that Covey drowned, Nelson was attacked by a barracuda, and Andy had an accident with a palm tree. Just because someone can't have kids doesn't mean there's no chance at all. So, in this ending, Chips dates a different girl every day. Zimmit finishes the class, and all the students go out except Petra. She tells Zimmit that he is using the exercise to get back at James. Zimmit has been seeing Petra secretly and thinks that James isn't good enough for her. Petra tells Zimmit that being smart isn't the only important thing and that she loves James. She thinks James shouldn't be punished for something he doesn't even know about. Petra kisses Zimmit one last time and then goes away. Later, Zimmit is by himself in the school and starts thinking about different things that could happen if he goes to his office. Sometimes he just eats, but other times he gets his gun, and a gunshot is heard in the building. The movie ends here. Please, my family, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.